Hi guys, it's me, Celia, and welcome to today's speed build of a small, I would say a small house for a small family. I built this for like 2 to 3 Sims, I would say, and it's not that extraordinary. It's just a normal family house, really. But I think it still is a very cute small home, which is what I wanted to build. I kept it as a like tiny house. When I was finished with it, it was a small house, I think, because it was 90 something tiles out of 100, which I think it's good because then you still get the benefits without it even looking like it's meant to be a tiny home, and it's the size of like a starter home, kind of. But yeah, it turned out to be really small still, so I tried to fit everything in the same space, which is why there's a shared dining, kitchen, and living room. But there is one bedroom with a double bed and a bedroom for a little child or a teenager that is a single bed, because that's what I could fit in here. And I also made a little like closed off garden in the back with this high fence. It was just the one that matched this house the most, I think, and it just made it feel more private. When I started building it, I was thinking of it being like a starter home, but as I kept going and I started adding things, it just turned out to be more expensive than I thought, and I don't think that a family of 3 Sims could move in here with their starting funds for living somewhere, but it's still pretty affordable. It is under 40,000 simoleons, but I still tried to keep it very affordable, even if it isn't a starter home. But yeah, it is a fairly simple build, although I did end up liking it a lot. And here you can see that I had a chimney, but I do remove that as well, because that was just temporary, and then I found out that it didn't work. So I went a lot back and forth on this, trying to find out what was best for the layout, but I ended up having these small roofs on the side for the ground floor. Although there is like a second floor, but I don't use it. It's just for adding to the roof here, so making it look nice. But because I couldn't put the room together, because I had to make it into 2 separate rooms, so it didn't go over the tile count. That meant that, yeah, I just didn't want to build 2 very tiny rooms in the top and then put a staircase in and all that, because it would just take up a lot of space, and I thought it was best to just keep it on the ground level. And can I also just say, I was struggling so much to find windows that fit, because if there's like 2 tiles on one side of a wall, then you only have the windows that are 1 tile, like they're 1 tile big, but they fit on just 1 tile. And if you could get the small windows on 2 tiles, like 2 by 1, that would be great, because we don't have that, and I want more of them, because it is a struggle if you only have two tiles in a wall and you want to place something in the middle, but you don't have any windows that fit in the middle. And it really kind of stopped me from doing some things that I wanted to do with the outside. So yeah, there's not many windows here except from on that end and some on the other side, but there's no windows on the side where the door is, which was a shame. But because I didn't find anything that fit in there, I just decided to not put it there, and and instead I just put some plants outside and made it tried to make it look nice, like it wasn't empty. And as we are in the inside here now, you can see I've already placed down the walls, it wasn't that big of a challenge, but as I was trying to fit the dining table, or the island here that I tried to do at first, I realized that it was way too close to the couch, so I removed it again, and then I add a dining table later on after putting everything that I wanted in the tiny little living room slash dining room slash kitchen. I also placed a desk, but I realized I didn't want it there. I don't know, I felt it was too close to the door. I don't know why, I just felt like it didn't fit there. So I ended up changing that in for a bookcase instead, which I thought fit there pretty well. So obviously, by the end of this, I forgot that I even removed the PC. So it doesn't even have like a computer at all. But I thought it's pretty normal to just have like, not every home has a full like office desk with like a big computer on it. So I thought if you want to live here and you move in, you could just like put your laptop on the table like most people do, and that doesn't have that office space in their home. So I thought it could still work. Like if you need one, you can just buy one and put it on there and work from the dining table. And honestly, I'm the same. I don't have a desk where I work. I just put my laptop everywhere really, or wherever I can put it. So I thought, why not? This was a fairly easy house to decorate. I feel like I didn't spend too much time going around and changing stuff. Like, I just placed stuff and I was pleased with it. Like, at least a lot of it, except from the computer and all that. And I do try to keep it like a very neutral tone. I want it to be light, like bright colors. Not bright colors, but like very like a light kind of, like it's not dark, it's just a few dark tones in there, but most of it is just colors or like pastel colors, very light colors of some pinks, some brown, a little bit of blue, just to give it that little pop of color, to not make it look just completely white or grey or anything. I also kept the decoration to a minimum. I could have probably put more in here, but I just felt like it didn't fit in this space, and I removed a lot of the things that I tried to fit in, like the one of the plants that I have here. I tried placing different plants and seeing if it works, but I ended up just placing something else there instead. I also had to move the walls because the bed would not fit in the bedroom, and I wanted to have a double bed, so that's why I did that, which I think still looks fine. I also wanted to keep some color in here as well, because usually when I build I don't think a lot about color, and sometimes I tend to do it a bit more like natural or more neutral with whites and browns and more like wood tones and all that, but I would just wanted to put some color in there, because I thought that's like a challenge to me, so I just needed to do that. And I know it's not a lot, it could have been a lot more colorful, but still it was a challenge for me, because there's not a lot in this game that actually matches in colors, which is a struggle sometimes. To be honest, it's a struggle. And here I started placing a desk, and I don't know why I deleted it, because I could have put, like I wanted to have some kind of like a vanity kind of thing, and maybe I could have put a laptop on there, but I ended up removing it and just putting a mirror instead, and that little chair from Tiny Living, which just fit very nice in there. I also use a lot of like clutter items and place them on here, but there's not many slots on the actual like dresser or any type of tables in The Sims, so that's why I just remove the surface that I want it on and place it on there, and then move it back so that it fits where I want it to, because then you can move it freely around or by pressing Alt. So I do that a lot to fit the clutter where I want it. And then we move on to the kids room or teenager room or whoever it's for. It was quite small, so I tried to make the best out of it, still fit some stuff in there. I decided to give this, I don't know why I had a boy in mind, like it could be for anyone really, but I guess the colours and the things that I put in there are more like masculine kind of, but obviously it could be for anyone. And yeah, just keep placing some clutter in here as well, because without it, it just looks so empty. And I also added that mess thing to the floor, which I thought was pretty genius, because it looks like it's just not tidy at all. And as I said in my last build, I do like it when houses look like they're not completely new, like they could be. You could make them like look like they've just bought it and it's like, and it's not been lived in, but to give it some personality, I like to make it feel like someone's living there already. So that's why I did that, and that's why I put all these books around and all that kind of, I don't know, not really mess, but just a lot of stuff. I also gave them a little TV, or the 3-in-1 bookcase TV stereo thing in front of the bed, because I thought I didn't really know what to put in that space in front of the bed, so and it fit just perfectly in there. And that's probably also why the value of the house went up a bit, because it's not that cheap. In the end, I just did the bathroom, which is also very simple because there's not a lot of space, obviously, so there's not a lot you can fit in there. But I wanted it to fit the theme of the rest of the build, which is like light colors, light wood tones, and just like an overall like homey kind of vibe. I wanted the inside to fit with the outside of the build, because it's like a yellow, light pastel kind of home, so I wanted to keep that same vibe for the inside. I used these stone tile things in here, which was in like the rug section of the catalogue, but I think it fit very good there instead of using tiles on the ground. And then I'm just doing all the landscaping here, which isn't a lot, but I put some plants in there. I do remove that little box because I realised when I was playtesting it that they can't get on the back of it, so you can only plant stuff on the front, which I didn't actually think of when I built it. I should have probably done that, but I didn't. Luckily, I tested it first and I saw that it didn't work, so I moved it again. The problem was when I moved stuff and I was done, and I went into the into live mode to test it with my sim, the terrain paint was gone, so I had to do it all over again, which you will see me do at the end here when I just show you what happened when I playtested it and what kind of changes I made there. But yeah, other than that, I'm just placing the last pieces of furniture outside. Wanted to make it still a little bit cozy, even if it's like very closed off and it might feel not so welcome, kind of. It's not a place you want to sit outside, but I still wanted to give that feeling, you know, give them the opportunity to just sit outside and relax. The last thing I put in there is the little bin on the side, because I remembered that I had to do that as well. And yeah, in the end here I'm playtesting. The chair in the back there does not work, but because it's only for 3 Sims, I was like, okay, fine, I'll let it slide. If you want to move it, you can move it, you know. But here I'm doing all the landscaping over again, sadly. But it didn't take that long, so it was fine. I remembered most of what I did the first time, and then it worked, and I was happy. I checked the rest of the build. He couldn't sleep because of all that clutter mess thing. I moved it a little bit, and then suddenly he could sleep it, so that was good. Also, the bed was too close to the wall. I had to move that as well, and then he could sleep on both sides. And now we are gonna get into the screenshots to look at the build after everything, after all the changes were made. But yes, as we are done with this build, I really hope you liked it. It will be up on the gallery under my ID, which is SimmerCeliaYT. And yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to look out for my videos in the future, because I will post another one soon. I already have one waiting to be posted, so that will also be up in a couple days, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, guys.